Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're diving deep into a framework that I think is going to be a game changer for so many of you. You know who you are. Your mind is this brilliant, beautiful, but kind of chaotic storm of ideas. If you're constantly dreaming up amazing new projects, but you struggle to actually finish them, then you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into it.
So, does this question hit a little too close to home? You get that constant buzz of creativity, right? That jolt of excitement for a new concept. But then it's followed by that familiar, sinking feeling of being pulled in a million different directions. It feels like there's never enough time to do it all. And the result? Well, a lot of the time, it's doing nothing at all.
But what if this isn't a flaw? What if it's actually the mark of a very specific, very powerful profile? We're calling it the focus genius. See, this isn't about shutting down that amazing idea factory in your brain. No way. It's about learning how to channel all that incredible energy. It's a total perspective shift, from feeling scattered to finally recognizing your own genius.
So, what does this focused genius profile actually look like? Let's break down some of the common characteristics. And as we go, see if you recognize yourself in these descriptions. I have a feeling you might.
Okay, first up, a focus genius is often what you'd call a multi-potentiality. You've got tons of different interests, right? You could be into coding one day and oil painting the next. Your mind is just this high-energy engine, always on, always making new connections. But the downside, as you know, is that it can leave you feeling completely scattered. And that's when the paralysis kicks in. With so many great options on the table, picking just one feels absolutely impossible. And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head. For a focused genius, ideas aren't the problem. Ideas are everywhere. The real work, the real challenge, is building the discipline and the focus to pour all that creative energy into one single thing until it's done. So to figure out how to build that focus, we need a good mental model. So let's look at what we're calling the 3 timelines of action. This is the path every single idea has to travel to become a reality. Every single great idea follows this exact path. It all starts with intuition. That's the spark, the aha moment. But you know, an idea by itself isn't enough. It has to move into the next timeline, which is reflection. This is where you actually plan it out, give it some structure, and then the final and most crucial step is action. This is where you take that plan out of your head and actually bring it to life in the real world. So, where do we get stuck? Well, it's usually in one of 2 ways. Some of us get stuck as the dreamer. You know this person, they live permanently in that reflection timeline. They make endless, beautiful, color-coded plans, but they never actually start. Then you have the passionate. This person gets that spark of intuition and jumps straight to action, completely skipping the planning part. This leads to a ton of frantic energy, but not a lot of real, directed progress. And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? No matter how brilliant your idea is or how perfect your plan looks on paper, it means absolutely nothing without execution. Action is that bridge between your imagination and a real-world result. It's so simple, but it's so incredibly powerful. Okay, but to take that meaningful action, you first have to do something that feels totally unnatural, especially for a creative mind. You have to let go. Choosing one path automatically means not choosing all the other paths, at least for right now. And that can feel like a genuine loss. We have to consciously declutter our minds and give ourselves permission to not do everything at once. It is the only way to create the mental space you need for that deep, meaningful focus. You know, this process is so tough that it can actually feel like grieving. It kind of follows the 5 stages of grief. It starts with denial, right? No, I can do it all. I don't have to choose. Then you hit resistance, where you fight against the very thought of shelving an idea. You might even feel a real sense of depression, of being sad for that future you're letting go of. But then it softens into resignation. That moment you realize, okay, I get it. I can't do this now. And that leads you finally to acceptance, where you make peace with the choice and can finally move forward with all your energy. Now, I know that whole process can be a lot to take in, and if this is hitting home for you, I want to help you out a little more. If you enjoyed this content, check the description. A gift is waiting for you. It'll help you go even deeper on this. And as you're going through that, just keep this mantra in your head. A lot of the time, we refuse to let go of other ideas because we're chasing some perfect version of a project that, let's be honest, doesn't really exist. When you embrace done over perfect, you give yourself the freedom to actually finish things. Okay, we have totally nailed the mindset. Now let's get into the super practical day-to-day system you can start using immediately. It's called the 3-task focus system. To really get this, I want you to use a little metaphor with me. Imagine your day, all your time, all your energy is a big, empty glass jar. Now think about all the stuff you're trying to cram into that jar every single day. That stuff can be broken down into 3 categories: big rocks, pebbles, and sand. The big rocks are your 3 most important high-impact tasks. These are the things that actually move your big project forward. The pebbles are the smaller, less critical duties. And the sand? Well, the sand is all the little distractions. Emails, notifications, social media, you know the drill. So here's the secret. If you start your day by pouring all the sand into the jar, you'll never have room for the big rocks. They just won't fit. But if you place your big rocks in the jar first, the pebbles and the sand can just fill in all the empty space around them. The lesson is so simple but so profound. Your most important work has to come first, period. So what's the magic number of big rocks? It's 3. Just 3. Not 10, not even 5. Why? Because focusing on only 3 major tasks each day is actually manageable. It's powerful, and it's the absolute key to stopping that feeling of overwhelm in its tracks. So, here is your new daily habit. It's a simple 3-step process. First, get crystal clear on your main goal for this quarter. Then, every single morning, identify the 3 big rock tasks that will create the most progress toward that goal. And here's the most important part. Do those 3 things before you do anything else, before you get lost in this sandstorm of emails and distractions. This entire system is really just a practical way of applying this classic advice. It's not about working more hours. It's about being smarter with the hours you have, directing your precious energy to the few things that are actually going to get you the biggest results. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge, a question to put all of this into action right now. Don't wait. Take a second and decide, what are your 3 most important big rocks for tomorrow? Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. If you need more content and tips, go to www.businessboner.com. There's a ton more to explore there to help you on this journey. Until next time, go make some real progress on your big rocks.